Okay, so think about this. Can the actual walls around us, have opinions?
It sounds a bit strange, doesn't it?
Yeah. But Briarwood House, which is our focus today, it really seems, well, less than thrilled with Mrs. Nilsson. Ever since she complained about the hallway width for her wedding dress, apparently.
Right. The house itself is almost a character, observing and holding secrets, too.
Exactly. Secrets about, a body in that green apartment, stuff the detective hasn't quite figured out yet.
Mm-hmm. Mysteries often pull us towards the darker side of things, naturally.
They do. But today we're actually going to explore something a bit different. The surprising amount of positivity that springs up among the residents of Briarwood House. We're talking Washington, D.C., early 1950s.
It's this web of interconnected lives within this single boarding house.
And our way of looking at this, finding these unexpected connections and resilience, it's partly inspired by channels like Mindful Moments on YouTube. You know, the ones using AI for book analysis.
Oh, right. They really push you to think critically, to find those deeper meanings in a narrative. It's a good mindset for this.
Definitely. So let's start with Mrs. Grace arriving.
Ah, yes, Mrs. Grace. It's quite remarkable, really. She walks into this boarding house, and let's be honest, it's a bit run down. The lime green paint.
The slanted ceilings, yeah. That tiny window seat.
Exactly. But her first thought isn't, oh dear. It's
all of this. It has potential.
Precisely. And that one line just, boom, it shifts everything. It makes us look for the potential, too, right from the start.
Absolutely. It's such a powerful shift in perspective. And it's not just a throwaway line from her, is it? You see it play out.
You really do. Think about that scene where they're all gathered, listening to President Truman talking about Korea.
Yeah, tense times. A lot of uncertainty in the air.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also this palpable sense of unity in that room. They're sharing that worry together.
And Mrs. Grace has that great line. What was it? Something about crisis.
It's times of crisis that produce the best parties.
Right. Which sounds a bit odd at first, maybe. But it points to something real, doesn't it? How facing tough stuff together can, paradoxically, bring people closer.
It really can. Psychologically, when we face a shared stressor, that need for social connection, for belonging, it just ramps up.
Makes sense. Safety in numbers, shared understanding.
Exactly. And Mrs. Grace, she just seems to get this intuitively. Her actions really reinforce it. Even the little things, like the nicknames.
Oh, yeah. Doilies, Tipperary, Attila.
Mm-hmm. They seem small, but they instantly create this familiarity, this recognition. She learns everyone's name so quickly, takes charge.
It just starts organizing things, like those impromptu dinners, the Briar Club suppers.
Swedish meatballs one night. It wasn't just about the food, though.
No, it felt like more. Like that time they all painted the wall vine together.
Right. Everyone pitching in. It's a real tangible symbol of this community they're building, brick by brick, or maybe brushstroke by brushstroke.
It makes you think about that human need, doesn't it? To create something together, to leave a mark on your shared space.
It suggests this fundamental desire, I think. A desire to shape our environment, yes, but also to connect with others through doing things together. It builds ownership, belonging.
And that spirit, it goes beyond just the organized fun, right? We see them really supporting each other, often in ways that kind of push against the norms of the time.
Oh, absolutely. Take Mr. Byrne. His own job is, well, it's a bit murky, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely questionable.
But he doesn't hesitate to step in at that diner, defend Nora, and even gets her a raise.
That was quite something. And Mrs. Grace's reaction to their relationship.
No judgment at all. She actually seems to encourage it, accepts him completely.
Which must have been pretty unusual then.
Very. And it's not just those two. Remember when Grace's own past catches up with her?
The whole Briar Club rallies around her, protects her.
Exactly. Then you have Fliss becoming good friends with Mrs. Sutherland, despite their, different social circles.
Bridging those divides. And B, dreaming of a career in baseball.
So unconventional for a woman in the 50s. But does anyone in the house bat an eye? No, they cheer her on.
They do. And Claire and Sydney building their own kind of family unit. Claire really embraces that.
Mm-hmm. And even Lena with her bake-off dreams. The whole club is behind her. It's this consistent thread of mutual support, solidarity.
So what is it about Briarwood House, do you think? Is it just Mrs. Grace, or is there something else fostering this?
Well, Mrs. Grace is definitely a catalyst, no doubt.
Yeah.
But you picked up on something earlier, the house itself.
Yeah, it's perspective. It starts off disliking Mrs. Nilsson.
But then it starts, as the text says, paying attention to the different footsteps. It starts to notice the individuals.
It seems to warm up to them.
In a way, yes. It worries about becoming just a furniture showroom, something cold and impersonal. It feels protective towards that kitchen full of ladies.
So it's almost like the positive energy, the community being built by the residents, is actually affecting the house itself.
It certainly seems that way. Like the space itself is responding.
Yeah.
And, thinking about these themes, resilience, finding community, that spark of light in, unexpected corners.
Yeah.
It really resonates with the kind of analysis you see on channels like Mindful Moments, which we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's similar to the explorations we often try to do here in our conversations.
Right. Trying to give listeners, something to chew on beyond just the plot.
Right.
Looking at those deeper human elements.
Exactly. Encouraging that reflection.
So even with this undercurrent of mystery, the secrets, the potential danger, the main story coming out of Briarwood House is really one about human connection.
It is. It's about how support networks grow, how people find these small ways to express joy or rebel a little.
Like Mrs. Grace smoking or hiding the cat, that what she doesn't know won't hurt her attitude.
Mm-hmm. Or Nora quietly defying her mother, Rika and her hidden Klimt sketches, Bee chasing her baseball dream, all these little acts.
And the house itself seems to almost approve, or at least become fond of its lively, sometimes chaotic residents.
It really feels that way.
Yeah.
The positivity isn't just an idea. You see it in their actions, their relationships, this wonderfully mixed group of people.
It really makes you reconsider, doesn't it? The potential for good things, for connection, even in places or situations that seem ordinary or maybe even a bit grim on the surface.
Precisely. And that leads perfectly into a final thought for everyone listening.
Okay.
Think about the potential in your own everyday spaces, your home, your workplace, your neighborhood. Where might unexpected sources of connection, positivity be hiding?
What stories could your own walls tell? About the bonds you've made, the bright spots?
Exactly, food for thought.
Definitely is. So if this exploration got you thinking, please do subscribe so you don't miss our future conversations delving into fascinating narratives.
And maybe share this with a friend who also likes to look a bit deeper than the surface story.
Absolutely. If there are links available, perhaps to check out the Briar Club itself or related content, do take a look.
And most importantly, just keep thinking critically. Keep questioning and exploring the stories that shape how we see the world.